This is terrifying.
Yes, the people watching this on YouTube get the benefit of not having to hear the creepy piano music whenever there's a new class opening.
I'm just glad that I'm doing this in a group. I was not able to complete it on my own.
No, I went through this last night just to make sure where the new narrations were, and I had to close it just after it did this. It's like letting the evil into my own computer now. It was all right for the live stream.
What?
Look away, Kawara. Looking will only hurt you.
Emergency alert! Emergency alert! We have entered a state of emergency. All students, please evacuate to the gymnasium. Repeat, we have entered.
What's happening? Why is everything red?
I want to point out your masterful pronunciation of exclamation mark, question mark in coos.
Oddly enough, I had actually been practicing that.
Nice.
I don't know.
Until we know what's going on, there's nothing to do but follow instructions. What are you spacing out for, Kawara? Come on!
What do you think I'm spacing up for, you idiot?
Maybe he didn't look in the box.
No. I don't want to leave Teo here alone.
Get up! She's gone! That thing is no longer Kalante.
It can't be.
Come. Wow, that's intense.
By the time we arrived, the gym was already crowded with students and teachers. No one seems to know what's going on, though.
I haven't even gotten to any of Sakuya's big scenes yet, but even just that, there's a certain level of intensity to the voice acting when you're doing BBL, apparently.
The gym echoes with whispered speculation.
Oh, sorry. Hey, did you see the box? Yeah, you had that too. Yep, well, the class trap opened it and I didn't see, but apparently there was a human's arm in it. Ours had half a leg. It was really gross.
From the snatches of conversation I hear, it sounds like all the print boxes had pieces of a human corpse in them. Were they all pieces of Teo, I wonder? Nobody seems particularly concerned.
Racists!
Which isn't all that odd. It was grotesque, but it's not like it was a dead bird or anything.
You know,
Just some primate.
that seems... I would be concerned with something like that if that were to happen, even if it wasn't, a sapient being. Just, finding parts lovingly scattered around boxes like that. I would think that's a little weird. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's just me.
Oh, it's like a chicken wing.
If someone disassembled a chicken and put, a wing here and a leg there and, every box in a school and distributed them like that, I would be concerned. Nanaki, this isn't some idiotic disaster drill, is it?
We're not supposed to have one until next month.
Do you suppose it has something to do with that distasteful box? That was definitely Kalante's... Bah! Won't someone explain this ridiculous state of affairs already?
Yeah. Someone, tell me what's going on. This is a bad dream, right? Someone wake me up. Someone.
I'm going to break the tension for a moment by pointing out in the background that birds play basketball.
That is fantastic.
Oh, Headmaster, RavenWorks, you haven't spoken yet.
Okay.
Is everyone here?
Thank you. That was just the break we needed.
This is Ichiju Mino, the headmaster.
The headmaster?
It seems we have all gathered together without panic or noise.
Bullshit.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Excellent. Unfortunately, there has been a natural disaster outside. This school is a designated evacuation site, so please remain here a little longer.
Natural disaster? Nonsense! The weather is perfectly clear.
Okosan felt no earthquakes.
It's not like we're anywhere near a volcano or anything.
I demand an explanation, Headmaster! Just what is going on outside? Does this have something to do with Kjorteo? Why have you brought us here?
I repeat, there has been a...
No, imbecile!
The gymnasium erupts with whispered discussion once more. Well, that changed nothing. I still have no idea what's going on.
Are you alright, Kawara?
Does he look alright?
No, yes, I am.
This could prove to be a very bad day for us all.
Don't.
Could prove to be.
Dun dun dun.
It already is. Mr. Nanaki, Teo is missing.
Oh god, I forgot how innocent Oko is.
Oh,
She must have run off somewhere. Oko-san will go look for her. San, no, she's... San is an older breed, much closer to pigeons of the human era. Maybe he doesn't understand the concept of death. Trying to explain would only hurt myself.
the headmaster has proven entirely unhelpful. What should we do, Nanaki?
Well, we can't exactly carry on with class.
I agree with San. Let's go get Teo.
Calm yourself, Kawara. To relinquish your sanity during a state of emergency is suicide.
I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Sir, we can't just leave her there like that. May I go back to the classroom just once?
Well, the principal did ask us to remain here, but he didn't say we couldn't leave the gym now, did he?
I'm coming with you. As president of the student council, I have a responsibility to get to the bottom of this.
Thanks, Sakuya.
Do not flatter yourself. I'm not doing this for you. Kalante was foolish, loud, and had no manners of sense. But she never deserved anything like this. I swear, by my blood and my name as a labelle, oh my god, that's depressing in hindsight, I will find the one who did this.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Damn.
You shall be my assistant. Come, Kawara.
Right. And so I exited the gymnasium in Sakuya's majestic wake. I want to
Cry.
know what happened to Teo. Who did that to her? And why? Can the evacuation possibly have nothing to do with her? Why wouldn't the headmaster explain anything? My head was a raging whirlpool of questions and no answers. And I did not yet know what we would find. If I had known, perhaps I would have stayed in the damn gym.
What is this?
A wall. A huge, gray... What had been a clear autumn sky is now blocked off by dull gray. It's dark, almost like the sun has already gone down.
A dome, rather. We appear to be shut in from above as well.
What? When did they do this, and how?
I don't think any of us was in full command of his faculties as we came this way. We can't be certain that it wasn't already there. It does seem most likely that it was put in place while we were in the gymnasium listening to the headmaster, though.
He did say there was a natural disaster. Maybe this is some sort of shield?
He also said that this was an evacuation zone, and you'd think a dome would defeat the point of that, but no matter. A disaster so destructive there's nothing to be done but hide under an enormous gray blanket and wait?
Maybe they didn't give the headmaster the details to avoid causing a panic.
If that were the case, they would be robbing us of our right to know why our very lives are in danger. Is this really a shelter? Is there really a natural disaster?
Well, either way, we don't know if there is a connection between this and what happened to Teo and all this. Let's go to the classroom and tell Mr. Nanaki about the dome thing.
Very well. Looks like the other classes left theirs as they were as well. They're at the teachers' desks.
Is everybody else planning to stay in the gym?
Japan is a country full of fools who have grown lazy through too much peace. I doubt anyone else has dared take it upon themselves to investigate this matter. Yes, what that bird said. We're here.
The box is still where I left it. Inside is... I can't. Sakia, I'm sorry, but could you...
No matter. What is this madness?
Huh?
There's nothing here.
Huh?
That can't be right.
That's
we
my
left it
line.
right. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to read whose line that was.
Ryu is in such a panic he's taken on somebody else's accent just to...
Next up on Hatoful Boyfriend, whose line is it anyway?
That can't be
Sorry,
right.
I'm so alarmed by this turn of events that I forgot that it wasn't my line.
That can't be right. We left it right here. It's not like it got up and moved on its own, is it?
That's also horrible foreshadowing.
Well, now that you mention it, someone came and removed it while everyone was at the gym? This is life, not some third-rate mystery novel.
Exactly, Sakuya.
Yuuya.
You're sounding very feminine.
I try my best. Salutations, Ryuta. I see you're babysitting Sakuya.
Do not throw my name about like some cheap toy, mongrel.
How cruel. Well, I can't blame you for being tense, given the circumstances.
I think he'd act like that regardless of the circumstances, Yuuya.
Honestly, there's so much like overacting in BBL. I swear, every time I say a line from Sakuya, I'm like puffing out my chest and more or less assuming the pose that photo is.
I am sorry about her. It pains me to think what happened.
His expression clouds. It's strange. I've never seen him with any expression other than carefree cheerfulness before.
We're assuming lecherousness counts as that.
You'd known her for a long time, right?
Yes. Do you know something about all this, Yuuya?
Well, most of this business is still a mystery to me, but I can at least answer the question we face right now.
Raven, you're good at doing the more somber version of your character as well. The whereabouts of the corpse, you mean?
Yeah, that. As you said, this isn't some third-rate mystery novel. Corpses don't disappear, and we won't be having a famous detective show up and find the culprit for us. Anyway, the other infirmary assistants and I gathered her up in the chemistry lab.
What other infirmary assistants? I mean, the chemistry lab?
Well, what for?
For one, well, we couldn't just leave her scattered throughout the school, if only for the mental health of the students. Secondly, for the autopsy. As you know, we have two things going on at once here. The only human in the school was cut up and distributed to the rest of the school. And now there's some natural disaster happening. I imagine you're wondering if there isn't a connection between the two.
And now that we know the connection.
We are, but we haven't found anything.
What do you know?
I told you, this is all a mystery to me too.
Liar.
I suspect that we will have an easier time investigating the murder as long as we're sealed in like this, though. The doctor should be proceeding with the autopsy by now.
The doctor? Why him?
You don't trust him?
No.
No!
Could you possibly have asked a stupider question? Of course not. I don't want to think about what he might do to her.
Well, we have seen the end of his route, so he's actually probably spot on with that.
He might even have...
Violated her intestines. You suspect the doctor?
Yes. Everybody knows he's a nutcase. He probably killed her for some crazy experiment.
Which he did. He's an expert in the field. Who else here could perform the autopsy?
But...
I know where you're coming from, Ryuta. He's not exactly the most ethically minded bird around. That's why I asked Professor Nanaki to come too. He should be there by now if you want to go make sure.
And you know what's a really good idea? Leaving Nanaki and Murderbeaks alone in the same room.
All right. We'll go later. So, Teo has been gathered in the chemistry lab, and the doctor and Mr. Nanaki are examining her now. Mr. Nanaki might not be the best witness, but he's better than no one, right?
Careful what you say. We know where the corpse went then, but why are you here?
Me? I'm investigating. Under my own orders, of course.
Playing detective, mongrel.
That, and I have to make sure we didn't miss any pieces. Anyway, what are you two going to do now? Personally, I think the murder and the evacuation are almost certainly connected.
Personally, I think those totally needed to be separate sentences. I am inclined to agree. The headmaster's refusal to explain our situation makes me doubt his story in its entirety.
Indeed. So, Ryuta,
Yeah?
got any plans for tonight?
This
I
is
know how
hardly
you.
the time.
So, I guess you're single now.
Ah! Thank you, we needed that.
I know how you feel. You want to find the one who did this to Teo as soon as possible, right?
Yes.